So, what do you guys want to talk about?
You can call this the New World Order of Wrestling, brother. Put out the caution tape. Put out the orange cones. Acknowledge me.
It's Monday, and you know what that means? It is time for a new episode of A Plus Wrestling here on KPHR and wherever podcasts are found. We are your hosts. I am Boris, and as always, I'm joined by Hutch. Hutch, how's it going?
Pretty good. We are your hosts. How's it going for you? You had a power outage today. But it came back on just in time for us to do the show. It's like the quantum universe loves us.
Yeah, exactly. It's random. Living in the city, you never know what's going to happen day to day. You never know when you're not going to have electricity. But what great, I know we always don't go too deep into these type of things. What crazy weather we've had in the past 24 hours, from small snowstorm to rainstorm to praying that it doesn't get so cold because everything would be ice. What a crazy few hours we've had here.
I have a brother down south. Like my dad married a new woman down there, and they've never really been up here. He has a daughter and a son. The daughter comes up to Vermont, does skiing a lot, but the kid, he doesn't really get around. And he was under the impression that living up here, it was very cold all the time, things like that. Anyways, when I explained to him that we basically get every single season, because we're below that Canada line, right? Canada goes and everything's cold, but we dip down into the States there for Toronto and this stuff. But where we are, we got a little more climatized than New York. We get every season kicks you in the face like an army boot, bro. It's every 3 months, it's bam, in your face. It happens.
Like I thought people.
And
hey, we go from
dude, they were having squalls down
30.
Just down south. I think it was Port Stanley. They were having squalls because the wind was so hard. The Fort Erie was coming up and like tsunami style. Yeah. Tsunami. Honestly, wait, let's bring it back around. Just
the 3 months I lived in Waterloo when I had a job out there for training and stuff and all that fun stuff, dude. It was
nuts.
September to December, absolutely insane. That winter was insane. It was like snowstorm, and then as I was getting closer to the city, nothing.
Well, my dad does insurance in the Caribbean, Lesser Antilles, Bahamas kind of areas. And so I spent a lot of time growing up on boats, my personal email, which that's the reason why that's my personal email, because I grew up on boats. So for me, going down to Long Point, which is this little peninsula that comes out at the bottom, all the way to the bottom of Ontario, goes into Lake Erie. The beach breaks there, and the way it is, and the clear water and everything, it's the closest thing to the Caribbean you have in all of Canada that I've experienced. We get a lot of rocky, seaweedy. We have good bodies of water, but nothing like that. Even the other areas, Port Stanley, Bruce, Port Pelee, even down there, nothing is quite like Long Point. It's from another universe. But that Lake Erie, it's very remnant of the fact that they have a lot of beach breaks. They go out, and so when you get the heavy winds, that's why they get that stuff, because it's not like scooping huge amounts of water up. It's basically a shallow pond of water. Sometimes I've seen you see a little baby walking, and it's look at that baby out there walking in the freaking water. And you realize that the sand breaks go out, you can walk for forever, right? So when the winds come, it's it looks like it's literally blowing tidal waves on you, but really, there's not a lot there, right? It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's it's like when clowns throw water on you. There's only a little bit of water in the bucket, makes a big splash, right?
Exactly.
Inexperienced clown fills it halfway and soaks everybody. But speaking about getting soaked, bro, can I get straight into it? Anybody paying for ESPN right now is getting soaked. Tsunami! We'll bring it back around. Okay. ESPN, they kind of shat on the October show, the WrestlePalooza, right? Yep. WrestlePalooza. And we were all a little shocked because it was their first kind of go around. And now we've had Crown Jewel since, which was the weird Saudi show that wasn't in Saudi.
Yep.
And now we've had this. So that's 3 shows, 4 months, $30 a month, $120 American. Who's getting soaked paying for ESPN right now? And I don't want to shit, I guess that's what you do in the IWC. You shit on stuff. But was this show worth it? Because I was on Twitter, because of your power outage, we are a little behind, for what we had planned. And I was on Twitter a bit, and man, wrestling Twitter did not like this show. Bro.
They did not. They absolutely did not. You know, it's a combination of things, right? Like I've talked about on many iterations of this show. It's you know, the IWC is the IWC. They're always going to love one company, hate the other company. When one company is doing well, the other company can do no right. But right now, it just seems like WWE is on that bottom part where they can do no right. So it's between, you know, just shitty creative. 4 matches per PLE, just not good overall product. The overall, I guess, the corporate
like it's
of everything. It's just they can do no right. But specifically with this show, look, it wasn't a great show. It wasn't the worst Survivor Series I've ever seen. I think some people forget, you know, the product between like 93 and 97. I think people really forget those days. And trust me, this is still 100 times better than a lot of those shows that we had to withstand back in like the new generation days.
Well, like still like the new generation was cheesy and colorful and odd, but right now everything's cheesy and like I want to use colorful language when I'm talking about it, and it's definitely odd. I mean, this Survivor Series was the first one ever. I mean, the most people, 43,000, something like that, the most money, first one in a stadium. Yet they felt like everything felt like there felt like there was no stakes. No one's really getting hurt. Everybody's having fun. Punk's climbing the cage. They're yeeting. And, you know, the EO's smiling with their garbage can. And AJ Lee at the end of the match, like nobody's covered in blood. They're all just like, it felt like it was very squeaky clean. You know, you got all your ads when they're going around ringside, every single panel is like a different ad for a different company. So yeah, New Generation was cheesy, but I'm not sure if this was good. Like, you know, we've got so much AEW that's over the top and doesn't know how to like control themselves like a young man, like just like, you know, can't last a few minutes or they go everywhere. Yep. We got WWE that's like giving us 4 matches, granted, you know, big matches, right? But with big name stars, like really, you got Lesnar, Reigns, Punk, Cody, like name everybody, the greatest tag team of all time, Usos, they'd be like, and just kind of seemed like, and Cena on the bill, everything. I don't know. There's something wrong. There's something wrong. You know, AEW is too much. WWE is like your medicine that you like and you don't want to take. I don't know. TNA is not good, and New Japan's been like completely drained, even though they're trying to still do their thing. It's like we have so much wrestling now, but like it's still not quite scratching the itch. You know what I mean, Boris?
Yep. I know exactly what you mean, right? And that's exactly it, right? It's you got too much with AEW, not enough with WWE. No one's in the middle right now, and that's the unfortunate part for us.
Yeah, it's fans, like wrestlers. Right? It's wrestlers I like. It's the people I like. And, you know, I mean, I can get into this. The fact that, like, maybe it was about 10 years ago, like, you started to hear that WWE didn't want to push stars anymore. Like, the Roman Reigns experiment was slow going, wasn't working, and they were like, you know, the NFL isn't, you know, it isn't always Manning, and it isn't always, it's the NFL. You go to see the NFL, and, you know, sure, you love your baseball, you go to see baseball. So WWE is what you're going to see. You're not going to see Hulk Hogan and Roman Reigns and John Cena. Like, that's what they wanted to pull away from. And I think they did themselves some serious damage. Because right now, like, immediately Becky Lynch flashed into my mind. I was like, I want to see Becky Lynch. You know, she's doing great right now. And I was never the biggest Becky Lynch fan, but right now she's great. She's the star I want to see. And like everybody was hungering for their Cena right now, surprisingly. It's like that they went away from the thing that worked. And, you know, right now they've got what we all believe is Austin Theory coming in and stomping at the end of the main event. Sorry to go all the way to the end. And, you know, Breaker in there, and Lesnar's going to be retiring soon. Cena's gone, one match. You know, Cody and Punk, they're going to be in the management, but they're not going to be in the ring. Cody, like, Punk's like a totally different beast now. It's a whole totally different human being. Reigns is going to be retiring, going into movies. I mean, it's just, who do they have? Is Trick Williams, Nova Femi, and Dominic Mysterio, like, are these going to be our, like, top guys? Can Trick do it? Can these guys do it? You need Austin Theory in there. A lot of people are shitting on this, saying this is going to be his last chance. We don't even know if it's him yet. He'll be revealed like by the end of this podcast. You would probably know if you're watching this. Raw will start. But I don't know, man. It's a weird landscape right now. And I wanted to see those guys. And what happens when they're gone? They better get to making some stars, man. I think Vince did them wrong with the change in direction. You know?
This is a conversation that we have every few years, right? What is the future? Who are the future stars? Who can carry the WWE or wrestling in general, right? This is a conversation. I know we're jumping a little bit, but like we've had about New Japan Pro Wrestling, and look at the woes that New Japan Pro Wrestling are having right now, right? They just don't have stars, and they're in the middle of this rebuilding phase as they're trying to make new stars. And let's not mince words here. It's the only reason Wrestle Kingdom has sold 40,000 plus tickets is because of Okada and Tanahashi's final match. That is why they've sold the amount of tickets. It is not the product. It is that one match.
And especially there, like we might even think to them that's like Cena and Reigns or whatever. It's like they're doing their thing. But yeah, Tony Khan has really hurt a lot of people. He's giving wrestlers what they're worth. I mean, the fact that TKO, UFC, and like all their other entities and whatnot, they don't do the independent contractor, yet you still pay for we'll cover some medical, but you still pay for your travel, you still pay for your insurance, and you're an independent contractor. You can't unionize, you can't have like group, what do they call it? Like not class action, not group something, but like collective bargaining. You're not allowed to do that kind of stuff. Like, so it's a very weird situation. And Tony Khan is paying people what they're worth, probably changing that because he was, he's a mark for these guys. He's more on their level. He wants to be their friends. He's hugging guys and hello for dear life. I have friends now. Yes. I don't want to diss Tony Khan, but he's just, it's very different.
Yep.
And it's making it tough for guys like New Japan. And it's really making it tough for guys like me. Even guys that have been let go or now on a pay per appearance, people that work for AAA or CMML, or they do a pay per appearance thing, but they're not quite indie. Anyways, bottom line is they boss us around. I'm told, hey, you can't do that match. I'm like, what do you mean I can't do that match? Like, AAA's told me I'm not allowed to fight that guy because they want to do that next year with me. I'm like, oh, but I'm just a fucking dude. I'm trying my hardest here up in Toronto, and like, you can't do this because MLW says I can't do this. And I'm like, well, Court Bauer can't tell me what to do. And he's like, yeah, but if I don't do what he says, he's not going to book me anymore. And he books me more than you and pays me more than you. I'm like, okay. It's like, dude, it is rough out there for a pimp. And I'm sure New Japan is feeling it like on a way higher level than me, but the same kind of thing. Like they're in the sandbox, but they ain't controlling the sand.
TNA.
That's a saying.
TNA,
you know what I mean?
And
like somebody else has a dump truck and they're in the sandbox and somebody's dumb. I don't know what the metaphor is, but we're all struggling.
Well, look at TNA, right? With their partnership with WWE, you know that they're kind of feeling it the same way, right? And on a different level as someone like yourself, an independent promoter of sorts, and different as New Japan Pro Wrestling. But TNA kind of has to bow to the whims of TKO and WWE.
It's weird. Like they're getting the most exposure they've gotten. They got biggest Bound for Glory, like pay-per-view numbers, PLA numbers, I guess that's what they call it too. Also best turnout physically for fans. Like they're getting what they want out of it, but like the fans that are in the know, people like you and me, us smart guys, but we all feel like it's still damaging them in some end run. Like it's not TNA anymore. It's NXTNA.
Yeah.
Hey, I just made that up.
There we go.
I'm sure somebody else has said it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not real. It's all not real anymore. And you were saying we're trying to build stars. I don't even think WWE knows what they're doing. I mean, Lash Legend looked great. I'm sure they had her come out last because she's still green, and they had her take the mist because they get her out of them. Like they're using her how they should. But she was literally on Evolve 2 weeks ago in the face of what's her name, Kendall Gray, saying, I'm going to take your title. Like, and that's like below NXT. Like, do they have, man, I think they're worried too. They either don't know what they're doing, or like, I don't know what's going on. Is Shapiro and Khan and like all these, who's taking over TNA now? Are any of these people wrestling people, or they're just corporate guys that are like, let's bleed it dry? Like
They're just
the idea that WrestleMania is in Saudi is insane. Like gutting the independent scene around WrestleMania, gutting the fans going to a place they don't want to go. Like politically, let's not even get into that. But also like the first time WrestleMania has ever been outside of North America. It's been to Canada twice. That's it, right? Twice. Am I right? Yeah, only twice.
Yeah, twice.
And UK for years, the rabid fan base. Sure, they can't pay the same. London can't pay the same. But like, dude, UK needs a WrestleMania, baby. And even Australia, like, but it's going to be in Saudi the first time ever. Like just the taste of it all. Like they don't care. It's all to squeakify their image so that they can pretend to be something that they're not. And we don't need to get into it. But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
That's the issue right there,
weird.
right? And then, like as you alluded to, there's so many other issues, right? Like, that's a whole other conversation. But like, how does TKO actually view WWE? Do they see it as a long-term investment? Are they trying to make the most out of it and then gut it? Like, there's so many things happening right now in terms of that, like things that we are far from in the know of, and we will never honestly know.
When I did that video the other day on my channel at Hutch Henry's, what if WWE crushed AEW? And at the end of it, I was like, hey, what if we do the opposite? And I put a time frame forward of like, let's say this amount of time, and then Tony Khan buys WWE. I was suddenly realizing like it could happen faster than you think. These are all just like parts of a corporate entity. It can be sold off as commodity very easily. And the fact that they're like spreading out their, I started by talking about ESPN, the fact that they're spreading out where you can access the product and how. And it's all just about the money, right? And even like going back to the Saudi thing, it's like betraying New Orleans. Like I know that sounds weird.
No,
like you're not betraying the mayor or like things.
You betrayed them.
You betraying the people of New Orleans. Yeah, no, it's like I understand. Hey, even if The Rock, like even if 5 seconds before The Rock's about to walk out, you're like, hey, dude, you know what? We might talk to the Saudis, or we might go back to Vegas. You know what? Don't make the announcement. But the fact that he made the announcement means we all now know that they changed it for money. And of course, Shapiro's not exactly freaking like closed-lipped about this stuff. He's like, yeah, we switched to Vegas because they were going to pay us more. Vince McMahon was an idiot for doing family-friendly prices. We're going to squeeze you guys crazy. And yeah, unfortunately, that the freaking Turkey dude released the information too early, so we had to announce Saudi as well. So double hit, WrestleMania twice in a row. Boom, going back to Vegas. We don't care about you people. And boom, going to Saudi. It's like it's all come at us so fast.
But the issue on the flip side of this, right, is like fans and the internet and the IWC get so angry or up in arms. WWE sucks, Triple H sucks, blah, 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 blah. 41,000 people plus were at Petco Stadium in San Diego.
Yeah, man. It's like, and I'm not going to call you a neckbeard who doesn't get laid or anything, right? You're driving home in your Ford F-150 from your construction job with your good buds, and you're freaking $400,000 a year to your half mansion, and you love your wrestling product, and these people are so freaking far above us. And it's like, they don't care. They look at it and say, I don't care about your opinion, Mr. Guy. I care about the bottom line. And it's all about money. And once they squeeze it dry, the goodwill, see, that's what I was saying about the betrayal and the Saudi thing and why it might actually go up for sale one day. Because of the goodwill aspect of it. Yep. Like we start to not care. I don't watch any Star Wars anymore. Like I don't care. They've destroyed every aspect of it. Like there was one, okay, I can look past this. I can look past that. And now I just don't. I don't care if they come out tomorrow with the newest, hypest Luke Skywalker cartoon modeled off of Sebastian Shaw with like voice work by Mark Hamill, and it's written by Timothy Zahn and like Grant Morrison, and it's the Grey Witch Man, and these YouTubers saw it early and they say it's made like. Maybe if I got the time, like my apathy is there.
Yep.
And is WWE going to get there?
Well, it's even like with this tying it all back together to wrestling and everything, right? With this whole Warner Brothers Discovery sale, what's going to happen to DC Comics? Like it's just a small little entity, but their future right now is absolutely up in the air. In my most humble
small
opinion.
Little entity. It's hard to think. The most iconic characters of all time, and perhaps even the most well-written of the two companies. Really, if you think about it, everybody loves their mutants. Yeah. But, man, dude, for 70 years, you're writing a man that's completely invulnerable. Like, you're writing some good stories. You know what I mean? Like, you got to get in deep there's some Superman stories that are like, what if you could, like, if the strongest material in the world was like paper to you, you literally touch it, you know what I mean? Imagine living the life where everything around you was glass. It's like Mr. Glass in reverse, Chalamet. Like, everything around you, you're destroying it. Everybody blamed, right? But yeah, but the IWC, see, that's what I mean. They look at us all like that. And maybe the whole thing where I was saying like they felt like there was no stakes, the same things that people shit on. I almost as a promoter, I say like, whatever, have fun. But I feel like they're having too much fun because they know there's no stakes. It's not real. Rhea Ripley cares about her storyline and her whatever. Sorry, Boris, one sec. But then the guy in the back is like, who did you fight again? Doesn't matter. You know what? You're doing great, hon. We're doing great. Tickets are great. You know what I mean? There's no... Vince McMahon, he was like the top guy, and he gave a shit. And now the top guys don't give a shit. It's the lower guys that kind of care, and so it's totally different, you know.
Yeah, but this is the same issue right now that, you know, I'm finding that WWE right now is the WWE of 10 years ago, right? 2015 to about 2017, leading into 18, right? Where they just there were no stakes to anything. It was all individual moments. I feel like right now WWE is literally there to create moments for social media for their 1 minute clip so that they get all the likes in the world. And that's a whole other revenue stream for them, right? Like that's kind of where they're at right now. There's nothing holistic about wrestling and the show, and there's no stakes. And sometimes, you know, I remember last year a lot of people were saying, oh, you know what, Survivor Series isn't going to be the biggest, blah 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 blah. People were making excuses. The dirt sheet writers were helping to make the excuses as well, basically saying, you know, they have Royal Rumble as the lead into WrestleMania. They have the Chamber in Toronto, a dome show, blah, 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 right? But now what? Now what? Now where are we? What's the excuse this year? What are we waiting for this year? It's 9 weeks until the next PLE Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia, which I know a lot of people are going to miss.
This whole thing, like, it really is just a TV show.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
It's like, you can't, like, you were just talking about the 2011 stuff, but I don't like back then that McMahon stuff. I really didn't like the fact that you can now say, hey, Jay, they're having their second rematch or third rematch. Bro, they were rematches. The fact that AEW, it takes forever for you to get a rematch with a guy, and then they remember it, and they remember the minutia of the 2 years ago thing. They're very New Japan in that kind of way. But in WWE, back in 2010, 2015, I mean, how many times did The Miz and Dolph Ziggler and Kofi Kingston, I mean, it was rematch after rematch after rematch after rematch, like every week. Even Triple H was doing that a bit earlier this year with undercard guys, but
absolutely. All right, Hutch, here on KPHR, we are going to continue chatting about wrestling. In fact, let us talk about the event that kicked off this whole conversation. That is Survivor Series 2025. 4 matches, San Diego, California, Petco Field. Let us go through things. First match of the night was Team Rhea, which saw Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, and AJ Lee versus Team Asuka, Kairi Sane, Nia Jax, Lash, Legend, and Becky Lynch in a War Games match. First thing that I noticed was this year, no shark cages. What did you think of that?
They incorporated it well, especially in the main event with like entrances and stuff. But bottom line is, ain't nobody gonna tell Brock Lesnar he's standing in a shark cage for 25 minutes like a schmuck. He's like, no, I ain't doing that with these freaking guys, these smelly dickheads. Fuck that. So sorry to swear. There's your swear. But that's probably the main reason. Lesnar was like, ain't happening.
And it also added a little bit of intrigue, right? It kind of felt like, I don't want to say like a Royal Rumble, but like who's coming out? And they were able, and this is the thing, we make jokes where WWE is a bunch of entrances, but guess what? That was a highlight of some of these Survivor Series moments was, Who's next? Give them the full entrance.
We won't talk about some of the stuff. We'll stick to the match. So we'll talk about the women's match. Continue. So what do you think of the match in general?
Overall, I thought it was okay. I thought this was probably one of the better women's War Games matches that we've seen over the past few years. I enjoyed this match. Baby faces eventually go over. Don't know nothing. What was at stake? We don't know. What's the future? We don't know. So overall, I thought the match was good, but it just left me wanting a little more.
Yeah, and maybe it's because they didn't know what they were going to do. The heels could have gone over in this. I mean, the baby faces, all it could have done would have been add to maybe some of the Charlotte and Alexa tension and this and that. But yeah, I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I think on our last pod in the midcast there, I called every single one of these matches, and it happened the way I thought. You know, this match was they needed to win because Charlotte is their project right now. Somebody was like, Charlotte needs to turn heel or something. And I was like, are you crazy? They were like trying so hard with Charlotte. Like they brought her in with Alexa. They had her lose at Mania, which I think was the beginning of them. We need to make sure that you get what you want. She wanted to be face, probably. She's like, I want to be face. I want to have kids. I want to have a man. I hate being booed on the street. I like it. These are real people. And I guarantee you, she's been around long enough. She was like, I don't want to do face thing. So they're trying with her. You know, the loss at Mania, the cancer kid on the way down to the ring, the tag team with Alexa, which ended up working. She got over. And now like being like bringing that realism. No, Rhea getting the booze, but then coming to the rescue very quickly, like even a week later. Like it was a total like we're trying to push her over, and so her coming out first to be the workhorse and all that stuff. They are trying so hard with her. So I knew that they were going to go over because AJ Lee as well. But it was kind of botchy. It was very long. I don't know if they need to stop with these war games matches. We need to make it special again. Like there needs to be a reason to hate someone and get rid, like you need to go to war for these things, like it's weird. And we've had a real, like, I think I said on the last podcast, watch WWE show us how it's done. Well, I don't think they did, unfortunately. After like the 2 matches from AEW that were just bloodfest and craziness, I was like, watch WWE slide in and be like, this is how it's done. This is how you get cheers with minimal bumps, minimal blood. Everybody's talking about the match. But we're talking about it for the wrong reasons now. And this women's match, I didn't like it. I liked seeing Lash Legend come out. She looked like a legend. She looked great. But she came out last because she's green, and they took her out with the green mist because she's green. People were shitting about so much of it being like very see-through. And like I said, no stakes. You knew AJ Lee wasn't going to take hard bumps, wasn't going to bleed, nothing like that. EO with her trash can. But I'll give her that. If it's your gimmick, go with your gimmick. Like as a promoter, I'm telling you, go with your gimmick. Like Luchadors, baby. If they start screaming it, like the first time I wrote Luchadors on a door and he pulled it out and people started chanting Luchador, I was like, that's it. It's over. That's it. You got to go with it. One of my first shows ever, a guy came out and I didn't know who he was. I searched on him, who's this? And he's like, oh, he's around here, a local guy. And I was like, blah, 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 local favorite, blah, blah, blah. And the promoter came to me after. He's like, that's his new thing. From now on, he's the local favorite, blah, 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 every time. And I was like, sure, buddy. That's what you do. So put your name on the trash can, sell some trash cans online, come out with your trash can. I'm into it. Even though it's her shtick, some wrestlers are lucky to ever get one shtick. So you're lucky if you got a couple because EO is the shtick. Let's put it that way. She's awesome. But Nia Jax, I don't mean to keep talking. You got something to say, Boris?
No, go ahead. Keep going.
Nia Jax looked ridiculous. Okay, I am not going to shit on her work. I'm not going to like all the Nia Jax stuff. Okay, to be honest with you, I think she's probably super cool. They keep having her come back because she's probably awesome. I bet you she's a cool human being, and she sure as hell don't give a crap. She's probably a big girl who gets all the D she needs, so she don't care what you think of her. She got a big ass bank account as well as a big ass booty. Her life is just fine. She don't care about you marks. So I'm not judging her in any fashion, but girl, you looked ridiculous. You are a monster heel with a dark skin tone complexion, and you are coming out dressed in like whites and pinks. You look like a goddamn like Power Ranger or something. None of it looked good. It was not very well fitting, and I like me some big girls. Trust me. Okay, that was not a very well fitting outfit, and the rouge, like the pink rouge, like that is designed to mimic, like, those white girls that are so white when they bend their elbow and stuff, they get kind of redness in here and red at the corner of their eyes because they're so, I know guys like this too, right? Like the white people that are so white. Like that rouge is to accent that kind of stuff. Like as with her dark skin tone, melanin, and the really evil face coming out, I was all like, it almost seemed like a joke. It was like they like, hey, let's put pigtails and some makeup on you, dress you in pink and go out there. Like, sure. And she's like rumbled to the ring. And I was like, but I don't think it was a joke. I think, I'm sorry, go with the like earth tones and browns and like golds and like, what the hell? Do you know what I'm saying, Boris? Go back and look at her coming out through the curtain with her pink cheeks and her white and pink and gold outfit and her scowl stomping flat-footed to the ring. I was just like, what is this? What the hell is this?
I think Nia Jax needs to take the same lesson that Raquel Rodriguez has taken this year, and that is become the dominant person that you are. You are not a 5'2", 100-pound soaking wet woman, right? Like you are dominant in the ring. Portray yourself as that dominant person, that dominant character. Raquel Rodriguez had that lesson earlier this year. I think it was Kevin Nash who kind of talked about that at one point. So I think that
I think Nia does do that.
To a certain extent. Sorry, to a certain extent. I think to a certain extent she does, but I think she needs to hammer it home a little more.
Well, I hope they hammer it home with Lash Legend. Don't pop the cherry too quick. Maybe we'll see her on SmackDown this week. I don't know if she's officially main roster now. I mean, we've all seen it with the Walters and the Keith Lees and stuff. And you're like, where'd they go? Where'd they go? They came out with Summer Survivor Series, even same event, right? So there you go. But yeah, she's awesome. She throws a mean forearm. She looks great. She's the one. She has it. I don't think it's going to take her as long as others. But yeah, I don't know. But it's talking about dominating like a heel. I was online, and once again, wrestling Twitter, like I said, we're shitting on this show. Everybody was shitting on Becky Lynch losing, tapping out, crossbody loss to Maxine, tapping out at WrestlePalooza as well. They're like, oh, how does Becky recover from this? First of all, I think it was 8 months ago, people were calling her Becky Hogan, right?
Yep.
So like she was beating everybody all the time, complaining. Now she's losing, and she can lose. She's the man. She's Ric Flair, right? Right afterwards at the press conference, she was like, I didn't even tap out, and that was blah, blah, blah. That's why she's going to come out just like the Four Horsemen on the next show. She's like, what? I didn't lose. Whatever. That lost means nothing. I didn't even lose. Anyways, let me tell you why I'm the best. Because she's the best. Said she can lose and lose and lose and lose, and it doesn't matter because when she comes out, you want to see her. You want to see her, whether you want to cheer her, whether you want to boo her, you want to see her because you want to know what the hell she's going to say, what she's going to do. So when you're at that point, that's when you can lose all the time. That's when you should lose all the time. You got to put over your LA Knights when you're at that point because it doesn't matter if you lose because people love your ass.
Well, that's exactly it, right? Not only that, but she's created a whole shtick out of losing, right? Like her shtick, every time she loses, her temper tantrums and all that fun stuff is great, entertaining TV. So she does not get hurt by taking the loss. You know who would have been hurt? Someone like a Lash Legend. Can you imagine the IWC if Lash Legend was the one who took the pin or the submission?
Yeah, I mean, well, it wouldn't have been good for her. WWE, see, like this, like the angel and the devil I was talking about last time. You're going to have the people who are going to be like, well, she's the one who can recover the fastest and she has the least reputation. No, it doesn't matter. It's not going to hurt her, blah, blah, blah. The same way that Braun Breaker lost his IC title or lost his first match. We were all like, whoa, I thought you were going to smash this guy over. And he ended up losing very quickly in one of his big matches. But he's recovered. But yeah, I'm glad they didn't do that. Becky could absorb this easy. And she wanted to. She's probably like, no, don't have AJ put it on me again and I'll flip out, right? And then I'll have another reason. And then when she beats AJ eventually, which you assume would happen. But even if she doesn't, if she had a match against AJ and lost, she probably would be fine. She would probably be fine. The same way everybody's shitting on John Cena losing or whatever, all this stuff. They're going to be fine. These people don't care. John Cena's just having fun.
Absolutely.
Anyways.
All right. So as we mentioned, Team Ripley won. What is next for some of these ladies? Do you want to think about the future? What do you think is next for some of these gals?
I don't know. I mean, Io and Rhea, Rhea still never beat Io, so they could do something there. I hope they put Asuka in a lot of singles matches coming up because she can really feud with some people. You can put the strap on her again because hearing her singles music when she came out was great. I was like, yes, Asuka, let's do it. So I don't know. I have no idea what's going on with any of these women. Is Alexa and Charlotte, their team is probably done? Are they in a feud? But I guarantee you Charlotte's not going heel. Like, unless they think it's the experiment is failing. But I don't feel like it is.
I don't feel like
You feel like it is?
I don't feel like it is. I think it's
good.
It's stronger and going better than expected. The rehab that Alexa Bliss has done for Charlotte Flair's career, books will be written about it, or at least a half-written article about it.
You know, I'm trying to remember who's on what show because that matters, right? I mean, because like Liv's back and you've got Nikki who's a heel now and you've got all this stuff, but who's on what show? Does it matter? So I have no idea what's going on with this division. This specifically, I can probably tell you what I think might happen with Demand, whether I think it's good or it's bad moving forward, and what should happen. But maybe it's the fact I don't even care. I don't think there's a single woman in this match that I really care what they do with next.
But that's part of the problem, right? Like you said, you like Becky Lynch, you like Charlotte Flair. There's specific people that you are looking forward to, but at the end of the day, does it really matter what they do? You're going to like them regardless. You're going to be entertained by them. You're going to be sports entertained by them regardless, right? Like, does it really matter where they go next with some of these characters?
Yeah, like whatever Becky does, I'm sure she'll have a mic in her hand, so it'll be awesome. And whether she's putting people over the way she should, I'm talking to you, Max Dupree haters. Maxine Dupree haters. Although it looks like everybody hates Max Dupree backstage too. Poor LA Knight's not getting a lot of stuff these days. But I don't know. Like, I wouldn't mind Lash Legend, her, but Stephanie Vaquer. I want to see what's going on with Tiffany when she comes back. She's healed. You know, those are the people I care about right now.
Yep,
but if we were to move on to I don't know what the next match is. Was the next match? No, Vakur and Nikki wasn't the next match.
The next match was for the IC Championship, for the Intercontinental Championship. John Cena versus the AAA Mega Champion Dominic Mysterio.
Really? Vakur was after?
Match.
Yeah, you're right. It was. All right. Well, sorry. I just wanted to. I kind of wanted to put over.
Prepared for the show, ready for the show, and you still doubt me. Holy Hutch. Holy.
For somebody that's like not as prepared as you and doesn't have notes like you, I think I still do. You're making me feel bad here. You want to get another co-host or something? Like, I'm so excited about some of the things I think about this Nikki thing. I'm ready to talk about it. But anyways, let's talk about John Cena, Jonathan Cena. Let's do it.
John Cena, Dominic Mysterio, you called it, I called it. Liv Morgan is back, helps Dom win the IC title. I did. Go back and listen. You don't even listen to me anymore, damn it.
Well, I mean, I like I said, I didn't call that, but I do remember you saying something about. I didn't think she was going to come back. But
honestly, I'll be 100% honest. I said that jokingly.
Oh yeah, I remember it's coming like that. Anyways, bottom line is, I didn't think she was ready to come back, but she's probably healed up quickly. But also, like what I said with Swerve, and I don't know if I'm right yet, because Swerve came back early as well. It doesn't mean that they're in a match yet. Swerve can like hit a guy with some, house calls and all that kind of stuff, and Liv can kiss guys and kick them in the balls and do whatever they want. But until they're working a program, and Liv can be by Dominic's side for the next 6 weeks before getting in a program, the last run of her healing here, right? Before she gets approved.
That's exactly it, right? Like it will be interesting to kind of see how cleared she is and what she's cleared for. Is she cleared just for appearances? Is she cleared for wrestling? I guess we'll find that out over the next couple weeks. But at least she's there. At least she's in the mix, right? I think Liv Morgan is a huge part of Monday Night Raw, and having her back, especially with Dominic Mysterio, with this whole Roxanne Perez and all that stuff, like it'll be interesting to kind of see where they go.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, as far as this match is concerned, I thought it was fun. It was exactly what I expected it to be.
Exactly.
Like the minute that he showed up, the minute he was doing his thing, and he just tossed the belt to the ref, and he was even like, "There you go." I was like, okay, he was losing the belt. He obviously doesn't give a shit. He's just like, there you go, that's over.
Yep.
Okay, let's go. The part where like the fans did the "you can't see me" wrong, and he said, no. There we go. Now you do it. Like he's having fun. They're all having fun. Wow, my camera's having fun here.
It's
that's what it's.
Your camera
it's literally
right
it's all
now.
fun. See if I can make it happen.
I think it follows you. It tracks you.
Oh!
It tracks you.
Yes, I know. I bet it's like I remember clicking on something a few weeks ago when I was doing something. I'll go in and click it. After this podcast, I'm so tired. Getting out all these opinions. I'm so verklempt. I never remember to go in and change the settings. But
look, it wasn't a bad match.
Lots of nonsense.
Yeah, there was a lot of nonsense here. JD McDonough and Finn Balor.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to West Wrestling Twitter. Got Pin Balor. Guys were calling him like Pin Balor, and I'm like, what an awful name. But yeah, like a lot of like shenanigans. Everybody coming in. The double AA was great. This is the one thing I did write down here, which is why I wanted to get it. It's like one guy online was saying, because I wanted to write down exactly what he said, because like this is kind of ridiculous, and I didn't even write it down exactly. But he was basically saying like, what's going on here? At SummerSlam, Cena took like 5. I don't know if he sounds like that. Let's pretend he sounds like that. Yo, man, Cena took like 5 crossroads and went off the top rope, and it was like no holds barred. And then in this match, he's losing to a jobber. And I was like, and I'm reading, I'm thinking, okay, and I'm about to think like, well, and he's like, yeah, and all it took was like a couple 619s, couple frog splashes, the B team coming in, giving their finishers, and then a low blow and a title shot, and he's down, and it's all, and I'm like, okay, like, what is going on around here? Like too much of a good thing or what? Like the insanity that somebody's all like, low blow, title shot, 5 finishers, and he's done. Like, that's stupid, man. He took 6 last show and 2 title belt shots. And I'm like, we have way too much of a good thing. No wonder Jim Cornette can't stand all of us goddamn marks anymore. Like, somebody was complaining about AJ climbing the cage and she didn't jump off. I'm just like, what the hell, man? Like, I don't know. Doing the stuff we don't expect is what makes me happy now. I feel like I'm not expressing myself as well as I felt at the moment that I read this. I was just like, what are you talking about? He's all like,
what the funny
you only took 5 finishes and a title belt shot.
That's the funny part, is that he complains about the crossroads, and then he literally lists out everything that it
all
took
the
to
things
beat
that happened.
Cena.
Yeah, and I was just like, he literally said all he took. I do remember it was a couple 619s, couple frog splashes. The B team came in, gave their finishers, and I guess that's pop rocks and whatever Raquel calls her thing. There's something Tahina bomb, whatever the hell.
Tahana bomb.
And yeah, and then he mentioned, and then he was like, oh, and a blow and a title belt shot. But funny enough, I don't think the title belt, he said that, but did he get hit with the title belt? Yeah. No, he hit him he got a low blow, and then he got a 619 and a frog splash, right?
No,
did he get hit with the title belt at some point earlier? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so this guy wasn't wrong. I'm wrong. Again, what a shock. But anyways, I'm not wrong about the fact that guy was insane to be like a low blow should have been enough. He was even like, oh, and the ref was outside the ring, so Cena looked weak because he had to crawl over. And I'm just like, a low blow would have been enough for a title belt shot. Like even, I don't know, forget it. It's like the Nexus. Like Cena admitted he learned from the Nexus. Can we not learn? And like, can Mysterio not go over? Like,
and that's the thing, right? People were complaining that Mysterio wasn't going to go over. Now they're complaining that he did go over. What is going on, Hutch, with the
IWC? Dude, I never really go on wrestling Twitter after shows.
I was actually going to say this, is that what people probably fail to remember is that when you started with me on this show here on KPHRA Plus Wrestling, you were very much against going on the Twitter machine. You went on the Twitter machine, and here you are.
It is my favorite social media platform, but I wasn't like a guy who was on wrestling Twitter after shows and like doing things like that. To be honest with you, I'm more like when my girlfriend watches Drag Race, if I'm gonna go, I'll go on and be like, what do people think about that thing that happened to that dude? That so fucking sucked. Or that chick, or whatever you called it. Like, damn, that sucked. Let's see. And I'm like, hey man, Monet exchanged. Everybody agrees. She got screwed. I don't do that for wrestling. Because, like, I don't know. I just don't. Because I already know my opinions. And I don't care what the IWC says. But I was kind of just mulling around. And, like, one guy was talking about, like, Liv missed her punch. What a stupid punch. Totally botched her first move back. The punch to Dominic and botched it. And I'm like, well, all right. Well, if she was supposed to kiss him then she wasn't going to hit him for real, right? So she should have whiffed it and he should have faked it and then turned around and hugged John Cena. So really, she didn't botch it. She botched it on purpose because she's just, the hell, man. Does that make sense what I just said? Even though I acted like a monkey?
It does.
Obviously, she's not going to punch him for... All right.
Absolutely.
It's like when the guy who's going to betray... You beat a guy up for 5 months and then he turns heel and joins you. And you're like, well, you were just kicking the shit out of him for 5 months. Or even in the match. Sometimes like a guy turns midway through a match and I'm like, well, what about the first time? You pile drived him 10 minutes ago and now he's turning and I'm like... I like it when it happens at the beginning. Like that time that Ric Flair got tagged in and then he turned around and just went like, bam, and hit Sting or things like that. So you don't like, that's what I'm talking about.
That's how it should be. But wrestling logic, wrestling IWC, gotta love them. Dominic Mysterio, your new IC champion. John Cena, Hutch. John Cena has one appearance left.
Yes. Maybe some friends will show up on this one. Not that, like, we would just finished talking about all the people that came out, 4 or 5 people. And Dominic, the botch from Dominic, the fake botch, that was great. But like, where's Rey Mysterio? Isn't he in a program with his son right now? Where's R-Truth, his final appearance alongside his childhood hero? Like, couldn't anybody come to his aid and get their ass kicked as well?
Another wrestling trope I absolutely love.
Yeah, like nobody's there, and like your music. Well, they didn't hit my music. It's like Vampiro can't. It's like Vampiro. You know what I'm talking about? Where Vampiro's like, where's the damn music? Where's the damn music? And Matt Stryker's like, Vampiro waiting for the music so that the fans know that he is ready to. And I'm like, just fucking go, bro. You don't need the music. Yeah, this is a bit nuts. But let's go back to the botch, like the fake botch. Like it's like because of what happened to Penta.
Yes.
Dominic. And what a hard hit, too, man. That looked great. And then to think that it was all fake, I wasn't sure, especially with the girls coming out and maybe trying to just... Once they hit the finishers, I actually thought maybe like, oh, man, they're really putting some segments together to try and cover for Dom. And that was fake. Oh, and then the ref, somebody was bitching about, how come the ref didn't... how come this out of nowhere? It's not out of nowhere. For years, it's been happening when refs will finally have enough and be like, no, I'm not counting that, right? And some refs have taken shit for it. Well, like guys getting fights with refs, but it's happened many times in the past. I hate, like I love being old, but I also hate being old. I wish I could, like, get excited and be stupid still.
I know what you mean.
Being stupid was way more fun.
All right, there we go. We did get the updated WrestleMania 42 commercials with the ladies, with Liv Morgan joining Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Jade Cargill, Charlotte Flair, Tiffany Stratton. There we go. This leads us into the third match of the night, which was for the Women's World Championship match, Nikki Bella versus Stephanie Vaquer. This match was exactly what I thought it would be. Right person went over. I was a little nervous that Nikki Bella would win, and I would have loved to see it just for the IWC reaction, but I will say I am surprised that the IWC, and there's a small, I don't know how large or small or whatever this segment of the IWC is, saying that Nikki Bella should have won.
Well, okay, Angel and the Devil, right? On the last show, I told you what should have happened. Vakur did her promo. Vakur should have been like, I am the best. I got to the top in a heartbeat. You don't understand. I am the Primera. I will destroy you. I'm going to destroy you. I speak softly and carry a big bat. You screwed me over. I'm going to teach you a lesson. And that's what she did. Like, she dominated, really. But my devil says that Nikki probably should have gone over. And I'll tell you why. And I'm not an advocate of Vakur losing too fast.
Let's hear
this.
But,
dude, you got to give us a surprise. And the main thing is, as a promoter, as a booker, I hate to go back to this, but I mean, I do have experience in this regularly.
This is the perspective that gives this show that I don't know what. So please continue.
When you remember when I was talking about how Chad Gable turned heel and like Gunther like beating him up in front of his kid and then finally turned heel and he just got beat by Sami Zayn after he turned heel. He just ended up losing more. And now he has a faction and then dude, Nikki Bella turned heel and got nothing out of it. Like, you don't turn heel to then lose, really. You need to turn heel and then you need to win or else it was pointless. Now, she might not be on a long-term contract. She was supposed to have the thing against Liv where she would have been the babyface in the deal, and now they're trying to give her something here, especially since the one match she did have, she wasn't that great. I don't know. But
I feel
also it'd be great for her to have that belt on the wall. After having a long career, all she's got is that stupid butterfly in the old one, right? Let her put the belt on the wall.
The IWGP Championship, for lack of a better term. Here's the way that it looks.
I see. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right. Here's what I was actually thinking. Why didn't they just turn her heel here? Because, like you just said, why did they turn her heel? If you turn heel, there should be a prize at the end of the road. The light at the end of the tunnel is that championship belt. They should have turned her heel at this match, I think. There should have been more of a respect angle.
Absolutely.
And then she says, F you, I'm done, and goes heel.
Yes. Agree. And same thing we talked about with John Cena, how like it probably originally was supposed to be at WrestleMania. He makes the heel. I can't beat Cody. I haven't does the bad thing, kind of turns heel at Mania. And not to bring it back to being a promoter again, but just had a conversation literally probably 2 days ago with someone where why is this happening? Well, because he's going to go heel after. And I was like, oh, well, then that makes this person like, why doesn't he just turn in the match and then win the match? And now he is heel instead of going heel because of what happened in the match. Like and then we thought about, we decided, no, let's have the thing happen, which gives him a reason to then turn heel. And I was like, all right, but if he does it in the match, then bam, it's done, and everybody's shocked, and he can be like, screw you, right? So there's always a discussion here, and that's a very good point.
All right, go.
I felt that Stephanie's response being so like soft-spokenly heavy-handed, and even the turn from Nikki, like bam, very much, it seemed like forced because like, are they really friends? How long have they been together, right? A couple extra weeks might have been nice. And then like a friendly match, I've always respected you when I was a kid. I used to see you on TV and, oh no, but I respect what you guys do. My generation's nothing like what you guys do now. Like, you deserve a shot at my belt. And, oh, you know what? Okay. And then the heel turn, like they could have done it, right? I mean, we've got heel versus heel coming at us right now with Solo and Gunther and all this stuff. Why not face versus face? Let's do it. I'd rather see faces against each other than
I
heels.
face versus face matches. Like the respect angles is always fun. We don't get that too often anymore, especially in pro wrestling. Everything needs to be good.
I like Nikki Bella's like
evil.
Dark and evil. I like her heel outfit. She looks better in black. She looks kind of good. Like it was similar but different. I don't know.
I know what you mean.
Whatever. They got to give her something, right? And since we all kind of hate her, might as well make her heel.
That's boom.
Nobody really wants to see her in there.
Sometimes you have to ride with it, right? Just have to ride with like.
And that's another reason
stuff.
Why her winning would have been great, because like the same kind of Jade Cargill energy. Only Jade Cargill, we feel like they're kind of giving it to her as a thing, but with Nikki, it's kind of like they're giving it to her as like a thing because you have clout in the back and we're doing you a favor. And there's a reason for us to be like, she doesn't deserve it. Screw her. More of a reason for her to be a heel with her title. Right.
You're listening to KPHRA Plus Wrestling. We are chatting Survivor Series 2025. We have about 10 minutes left. We have one more match to go. We do have a couple other things to chat about. We'll see how far we can get here on A Plus Wrestling on KPHR. Main event of the evening was a War Games match. This time the men, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso versus Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre, and Brock Lesnar.
Um, I don't know. Good. Like, everybody was saying this is like the worst match in forever, and that it didn't really work. But I felt like the baby faces needed to lose. It was fun seeing Brock Lesnar in there. I kind of love watching Brock Lesnar do his thing. Um, I don't know. Like I don't even have an opinion anymore. Being on wrestling Twitter, so many people hated this. Like worst SummerSlam and worst Survivor Series ever, worst main event ever. What a waste of this. What a waste of that. But I mean, I don't know what else you expected. Bringing CM Punk in first. I was like, whoa, okay, long haul. But the match proved that it wasn't really a dangerous match or even that heavy of a match. Like it felt like kind of neutered a bit, even though they did bleed. And I like Braun Breaker coming out. I feel like they're pushing that program now. It's going to be Braun Breaker against CM Punk at some point, Rumble or Mania. He took that tough hit as well, but shook it off. Everybody landing on their heads these days, eh?
Yeah, right.
Imagine that move happened to Punk. Like I feel like he'd be done, right? Landing right on a kick like that. But yeah, it's like they got to put over young people. So I'm glad they're doing this with Braun. I'm glad they probably had Theory come in. Logan Paul, man, for all how much we hate him, he's gonna be the legend we all love. He's so good.
He's gonna be one of those people that rehabs his career completely. You're gonna turn around on him, and you're gonna see him very, very positively. It's gonna happen. That's show business for you, baby.
I think the biggest takeaway, if I look at the reviewers, like the online YouTube reviewers and things like that, everybody thinks that this is going to like Roman Cody 3. That's because of the way the end of the match.
That's what they're saying. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm reading. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm everything. Roman Cody 3 at WrestleMania. I'm not convinced on that in terms of sellability, but that just goes to show you where we are in terms of booking and creativity in WWE. There's so many different possibilities at this point that you can give us, but they're going to go back to the well with Roman and Cody possibly, but we'll see. Overall, this match, it was what it was. Like you said, I think you said it best, neutered version of a War Games match.
Yeah, I like the entrances, to be honest with you. I like everybody coming out one by one. Okay, one guy was freaking out that he should have been yeeting in the middle of the match, and we're all done with Jay. And like that's part of the party atmosphere where I'm like, it doesn't feel like it's dangerous. They're not really at war. But the minute he got up on the cage, I said in my head, I was like, oh, wait, there's only one guy left, Brock Lesnar. I'm like, there's going to be no countdown, and they're just going to hit his music. And they did. I don't think it quite got the reaction they wanted, but the fact that everybody else got the countdown, and they look, and they waited, but everybody's yeeting to this music, and I knew it was just going to stop and go like, blah, 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 bum, 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 and we're like, oh. So it happened. I don't really feel like it had the impact that they expected it to, but I saw that setup coming a mile away, and I loved it. And to think that that's the thing I remember the most is sad.
That's that and Braun Breaker falling on his neck. Those are the two standouts for me. Obviously, the ending of the match with the mystery person. Will we find out who the mystery person is in the next
Braun Breaker
couple hours? Go ahead, Braun Breaker.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to. Well, I think we're gonna find out his theory. I think they can't keep him under wraps too long, right? Or else they're gonna start chanting theory, or you're gonna hear it, right? They gotta pop. We don't want the fans in control. Dude, Braun Breaker needs to stop spearing people in the chest and landing on his head. Like,
right?
Dude, what the hell is with this guy? Like, the first time it happened in the Iowa against Carlito, and then once after one, fine, but like, dude, let's not make this your shtick. Pull it out he needs to treat that spear the way that they should treat War Games. Like, once in a while, like, we're talking, like what's the freaking like Kobayashi and like Misawa? They had their moves. The burning hammer. If you look, he's only used it like 4 times in his career, and it always ended the match. Like that's what Braun Breaker needs to do. The spear where he spears guys in the face, like only like once a year or something.
It's not sustainable, right? It's not sustainable.
It's not.
Especially, and I'm actually surprised that they let him do it as much as they do, considering how protective they are of the neck and head and whatnot.
I'm telling you, man, it's like such a different regime now on every single level. Like even protecting moves, even having guys like, I don't know. I feel like they would have squashed this in the last one and been like, hey, stop doing that.
This is where we are in WWE right now.
Yeah.
You're a wrestler A. You have a checklist. Move A, done. Move B, done. Spot C, done. Let's yeet. Rinse and repeat.
Yeah, I was saying that before, right? And I was saying they go backstage and they're like, hey, great, Matt, you didn't do move 5. What's wrong with you? You're supposed to do move 5. Like, sorry. Right? I think it was when I was saying you will never see Moxley do the freaking, what's the name? I always call it the rebound, but like McGinnis had a really cool name for it. But anyways, that rebound freaking neck breaker freaking clothesline thing. You know, you're never gonna see him do it again.
That is Survivor Series 2025. Let us turn the page real quick to some AEW. The Continental Classic got underway this week on Dynamite and Collision. Okada takes an L. I love the booking of these tournaments. It really, honestly, the past couple of years and this year already, it just feels more and more like whomever is booking this is really making it feel like a G1.
Yeah, well, yeah, and Tony cares. Right, the opposite of what we've been talking about here. He cares too much, and he does book for himself. He books for the sickos. He says, "I'm a sicko when I book for the sickos." So, like, we're getting a bit. He has the power, but not the discipline. The analogy I made at the beginning, right? Yeah. He's one of those. But every match was like a surprise here, right? Like they were all like nobody expected. Like Kevin Knight won, that was great. Nobody was expecting Okada lose. It was great. These were all good matches. I'm really looking forward to the C2. And you know, if the next month or so my life suddenly gets busy and I have to watch it all in a chunk sometime in the future, that might be good. But yeah, these things are exciting as they happen. I'm watching Tag League and it's great. I hate watching the G2s and G1s and stuff. And
what
G1s and C2s.
What I love about the C2 at this point is the fact that right now, typically the end of the year, you know, between American Thanksgiving and Christmas, there's just a lull in life, it feels like. But with the C2, it kind of feels like you're giving us something fresh, something good, something different. I'm liking it.
Well, I really did enjoy what was happening here on AEW, and they're starting to turn me back around, like the unexpectedness of it all. Like, I called every match on that WWE pay-per-view, and AEW throws you for a loop, man. You never really know what's going to happen with these guys.
All right, here we go. AEW Dynamite for December the 3rd. We have Continental Classic Blue League Round 2. Jon Moxley versus Claudio Castagnoli. We have Okada versus Pac. Kyle Fletcher versus Kevin Knight. And then we have a hardcore holiday death match with Timeless Tony Storm and Mina Shirakawa versus Megan Bayne and Marina Shafir.
Oh, that's right. The other tournament. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Babyface is choosing the stip. Babyface is going forward. I don't know who's going to win. Watch them throw us for a loop, and somebody in the other match is going to win, right? Neither of these two gals are going to win.
That's exactly
right? Tony and Mina will go down. We have the heels move forward, and then who puts the titles on? Who's the other babyface team? Is it Willow and Harley?
Willow,
yes, baby.
Willow and Harley. Let them go all the way. Yeah. Dude, we're getting Moxley and Castagnoli. This is perfect timing because as we were talking about last week with how long is Moxley going to stay in the Death Riders, I think this is perfect. This is perfect timing to have this match.
Yeah, especially if you like.
We have Pac, who we think is going to be the new leader of the Death Riders. Now he can take on Okada and take him down.
Maybe. Yeah, because man, there's so much going on here. Hopefully Tony does it right. Hopefully he's sitting around. That's the thing, is he sits around, he obsesses and thinks about it, right? But Moxley and Claudio, that's going to be huge. Will Moxley win? Will he cheat to win? Will he lose? Will he tap out? Will there be a schmoz? Well, who knows, right? So this is, I'm looking forward to tuning into this. This will be great. And even right now, when the pod's done here on Monday Night Raw, I kind of want to see what they do. Maybe they can give us some interest moving through to the end of the year into the Royal Rumble, because that's in Saudi this year, right? So you really need to sell it to us, because I think it's Sami Zayn winning that thing. Speaking of which, that was kind of a weird Friday pre-taped. That was also no stakes. Felt kind of lame.
All the pre-taped always feels like there's just something taken away, like the soul just taken away. Real quick, Raw. Just a couple minutes from now, this is what we're going to see for the World Tag Team titles. We are seeing AJ Styles and Dragon Lee versus the New Day in the last time is now tournament semifinals. We have Gunther versus Solo Sikoa. Then we have Jey Uso versus LA Knight. We are also going to hear from CM Punk, Rhea Ripley, Penta, Becky Lynch, LA Knight, and more.
Well, thank God the New Day is back on TV, and thank God for Cricket Wireless, right? God dang, I can't believe they've got them in that role. Thank God for Pizza or Pizza Hut or whatever. But I love New Day. I love specifically Xavier Woods. Dude, that guy's the coolest guy in the world, right? He doesn't care that he's not on TV or not making stuff. He's like, I got my video games, I got my WWE paycheck, I barely bump, I look like $1 million. I don't even know if he's married, but I guarantee he's got it stacked. He's just like picking whichever ones he wants out of the pile. You come here, you come here. That dude's got it all going on. He's got a great body, great face, great attitude, great bank account, great life. He doesn't need the tag titles. He doesn't need shit. Thank God things worked out for Xavier Woods, because poor Jay Lethal, right? Like, who would have thought? Lethal's out there probably still doing okay, but not as good as Xavier Woods.
He's getting a Tony Khan paycheck for ROH.
Watch them put Jey Uso over LA Knight and then have him face Gunther and maybe even beat Gunther. Or like, who knows? Like, you can never tell with these damn dudes. So that's the thing. Please, God, let LA Knight win. Like, I don't know. Like, what's wrong? What's wrong with LA Knight? You know? Like, God, like, I don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Very interesting. We'll see what happens.
All right. Now you can wrap us up.
All right. You have been listening to A Plus Wrestling here on KPHR and anywhere that podcasts are available. If you are listening on KPHR, you should go and subscribe to our podcast. Go to your favorite podcasting app and search for A Plus Wrestling. Hit that subscribe. Leave a review. Hutch, where can they find your beautiful, beautiful work?
At Hutch Henry's on all your social media platforms and on YouTube at Demand Lucha. Check out our stuff there as well. And yeah, baby. That's it. Maybe try and get you to do a midcast again midweek this week, where we don't have to have these time constraints, and I can actually talk more.
Absolutely. I am a fan of that. We're going to be doing so much more here on A Plus Wrestling over the next few weeks. We're going to be talking about that and so much more as we lead into January 5th and the new year. We want you part of the conversation, facebook.com, and search for A Plus Wrestling. Thank you so much for listening. Whether this is the first episode or the 100th episode, we appreciate each and every single one of you. On behalf of Hutch, myself, and the entire A Plus Wrestling crew, thank you so much. Thank you for listening. Until next time, but most importantly, stay tranquilo.